There was, in the last debate, there was talk about the fact that the enterprise had done a pretty amazing series on drug addiction in our community. And the question was asked why we hadn't responded as a government. Other cities have been incredibly responsive. There are great community groups, including Learn to Cope, that's out there that we can partner with. I know that the response typically has been that new programs cost money, but we're also aware that the Commonwealth was in a class action, so a lawsuit with one of the makers of OxyContin, and that because of that lawsuit, the Commonwealth has actually, they're awarding $75,000 to $100,000 grants to communities who want to take on this work and bring awareness to the community. So even the excuse that we don't have money shouldn't have prevented Brockton from doing something. So my question is, in terms of being responsible and responsive, why had nothing been done?
Well, things have been done. Just because you're unaware of them doesn't mean they haven't been done. But let me just answer the question about what you're talking about and that whole issue that came up during that debate.
In terms of public forums is what I'm asking about.
I know that. Let me finish right here. At that debate, in my rush to give an answer, one of the things that I talked about was identifying the reasons for it happening and all that. And I never really got to answer the question specifically on what things could be done and should be done and what we're doing. The first thing, I've met with parents, they don't want a public forum, believe me. They want to keep this as private as they can. Most of the parents, in 20 months in my office, I never heard from a single parent about this because it's a very private thing. They don't want it to be discussed publicly. But they do want some things. There are some things that they need that we're working on. One of the things they want us to do is to make part of the curriculum for children in schools as low as 3rd grade on, which we're in the process of doing, to identify the problems with drugs. Such as Mr. Stewart said, we've done these advertisements and these things where we've notified people about smoking, about drinking, and those kinds of things. This is a program that the parents said that they thought would be helpful with the lower grades to institute. In addition to that, they want our teachers to be trained. They want as many teachers as possible to be trained so that they can identify these signs in the classroom. And sometimes they think the kid has the flu or something. Basically, they can tell that the signs, if you taught what the signs are. As a matter of fact, on Friday there's a forum for this particular issue, and there's 43 teachers from Brockton High School going to that forum to learn some of this stuff. Lastly, they need some services in the community to take care of the kids that aren't currently here. A lot of these detox places won't take children under 18 years old. Most of these families, when they need services, have to go out of state to get them or out of the city. We're trying to find out if there's a vendor who would be willing to bring those services to Brockton and provide those services. We're working with a couple of companies on doing that. And obviously, as I said when I started, this is a very private thing. And these people are not looking for publicity. The story that was in the enterprise was an awakening for many people.
Time's up, Candidate Harrington.
This is a list of all of your campaign promises that we've taken off of the website and information that you sent out. And it seems like many of these things are good ideas. My question to you is, if you have a good plan, you're going to know what this costs. How much will all this cost, and how would you raise the money to do it?
And Aaron, if I could just be of help to both of you, I'm not sure the audience could hear that quite as clearly.
Yeah, the question is, these are all of Mr. Stewart's campaign promises. And the question is, how will you pay for these programs?
If you actually look very closely at the commitments that I've made, very few, if any, cost money. I'll give you an example. I talk about the need for better city planning in Brockton. And our concrete proposal for doing that is to work with MIT, have a verbal agreement, where we bring 28 graduate students from the Department of Urban Studies and Planning. 28 because we have 7 wards, and in each ward we have 4 precincts. And so let's bring a graduate student, an intern, essentially. These students are incredibly talented. They want a real city to work in and partner with. We bring these students from MIT. They work with Brockton High students, Massasoit Community College students, Stonehenge students. They walk around the neighborhood. They convene meetings, and they ask you, how do you want your neighborhood to develop over the next 5 to 15 years? The average person will say, well, I noticed there are more kids in the neighborhood, so maybe we need a park. The small business owner may say, if you change the direction of the street, I think I'll get more business. So we take those precinct ideas and we start to compromise at the ward level. So we bring all 4 ideas together. People start to compromise. You understand that if everyone in that one ward wanted a new park, it wouldn't make sense to have 4 parks in the whole ward. So you start to say, where's the best place for this park? The business owner would start to think, well, if I change the direction of this street for myself, I'm impacting 5 other business owners down the street. And we start to see that my personal interests and professional interests as individuals are connected to the aspirations and interests of my neighbors. You take the 7 ward plans and you compromise and create the city plan. And what we have in the process with a nominal investment, because again, these are intern, you have incredible civic participation because now folks start to see their own ideas in action. They see that they're helping to plan our city the way it should be. You have leadership training because we're bringing Brockton High School students and college students, and we're going to start training those individuals to be involved in urban planning so the talent stays here in Brockton. You do an incredible economic boost to the city of Brockton because unfortunately we don't have a genuine city plan that looks at residential, commercial, and industrial. It looks at how you develop the workforce and the infrastructure to bring new industries to Brockton. That doesn't exist. The plan that we have right now is based on, it's dated 1988, and it is a list of political assumptions. So just quickly, it's nominal in cost. It has a big plus for the city. You have the MIT stamp, it brings investors. That's how you start to run government.